A single feather drifting through the air might look delicate and simple, light, soft, and almost weightless. It seems like one of nature's smallest details. But in the world of luxury fashion, that tiny feather can begin a far more complex journey. Before it ever appears on a runway dress or a designer accessory, it passes through a carefully controlled manufacturing process. Inside specialized workshops and textile factories, feathers are inspected, cleaned, sorted, and transformed into materials that meet the high standards of the fashion industry. Every step is designed to protect the feather's natural beauty while ensuring consistency, durability, and safety for use in clothing and design. What might look like a simple decoration, on the surface often represents hours of careful preparation. Skilled technicians examine thousands of feathers, selecting only those with the right shape, size, and structure. Advanced cleaning systems remove dust and natural oils, while precise processing methods help preserve the feather's delicate form. By the time these feathers reach fashion designers, they are no longer just natural materials, they are refined components, ready to become part of elaborate garments, stage costumes, and couture creations. So how exactly does a natural feather make the journey from raw material to luxury fashion? Inside the factory, that transformation begins. For centuries, feathers have played a unique role in human clothing and decoration. From ceremonial garments and traditional headdresses to theatrical costumes and historic royal fashion, feathers have long symbolized beauty, status, and artistic expression. Their lightweight, natural texture, and ability to move with the body have made them a distinctive material in fashion. Across many cultures today, feathers continue to appear in modern fashion collections around the world. Designers often use them to add dramatic movement, layered texture, and visual depth to garments. On fashion runways, feathers can transform a simple silhouette into something eye-catching and memorable. They are also widely used in stage costumes, performance outfits, and luxury accessories where bold design and visual impact are especially important. But before feathers reach the hands of designers, they must go through a carefully managed preparation process. Raw feathers collected from approved sources rarely arrive in perfect condition. For fashion use, they can vary widely in size, shape, color, and structural strength. To meet the high standards required for luxury garments, these natural materials must first be carefully sorted, cleaned, and refined. This is where specialized feather processing factories come in. These facilities combine traditional craftsmanship with modern industrial technology to prepare feathers for the fashion industry. Skilled workers inspect and organize thousands of feathers, while machines assist with washing, drying, and conditioning the delicate materials. The goal is not simply to process feathers, but to create consistent, reliable materials that designers can confidently work with. Each feather must maintain its natural structure while meeting strict quality standards for appearance and durability. By the time the feathers leave these facilities, they are no longer raw materials. Instead, they have become carefully prepared fashion components ready to be transformed into the elaborate designs seen in studios, theaters, and fashion shows around the world. The journey from raw feather to luxury fashion material begins with careful and responsible sourcing. Most commercial feather processing facilities rely on feathers that come as byproducts of regulated poultry industries. In many countries, strict wildlife protection laws limit or prohibit the commercial trade of feathers from protected birds. Because of these regulations, factories typically work only with legally sourced materials supplied through approved agricultural channels. Once the feathers arrive at a processing facility, the first step is inspection and sorting. Large shipments can contain thousands, sometimes millions, of feathers mixed together. Workers and automated sorting systems separate them based on size, shape, color, and overall condition. Damaged or irregular feathers are removed, while the most uniform and visually appealing ones move forward for fashion applications. Next comes industrial cleaning and sanitization. Raw feathers naturally contain dust, oils, and other impurities, so they must be thoroughly washed before they can be used in textiles. Specialized washing systems use controlled water temperatures and gentle detergents to clean the feathers without damaging their delicate structure. This stage also helps meet hygiene standards required by the textile industry. After washing, the feathers move into carefully controlled drying chambers. Airflow and temperature are adjusted to dry the feathers evenly while preserving their natural shape. Technicians monitor the process to ensure the central shaft remains straight and the soft barbs stay intact. Color is another important part of fashion design. So many feathers are dyed to match specific palettes. Using controlled dye baths, technicians create consistent shades ranging from deep, rich tones to soft pastels. In some cases, feathers are lightly bleached first to prepare them for brighter colors. Finally, skilled workers trim and shape the feathers depending on their intended use. Some remain full-length for dramatic garments, while others are cut into smaller decorative elements. The finished feathers are then stitched onto fabric strips, attached to mesh, or assembled into trims ready for designers to incorporate into luxury fashion creations. In the world of luxury fashion, even the smallest details can involve an impressive level of craftsmanship. A single feather trim on a high-end garment may contain hundreds or even thousands of individually prepared feathers. Each one must be cleaned, shaped, and positioned with care to create a smooth and consistent look across the entire piece. What appears effortless on a runway often represents hours of precise preparation behind the scenes. Many couture fashion houses still depend on specialized feather workshops that have been operating for generations. These workshops combine traditional handcraft techniques with modern production tools, allowing skilled artisans to prepare feathers with remarkable accuracy. In some cases, knowledge of feather preparation has been passed down through families, making it a unique niche within the broader textile and fashion industries. Feathers are especially valued by designers because of their natural structure. They provide a rare combination of softness, flexibility, and volume while remaining extremely lightweight. This allows designers to add dramatic shapes or movement to garments without making them heavy or uncomfortable to wear. Synthetic materials can sometimes imitate the appearance of feathers, but replicating their natural texture and motion remains a challenge. Another reason feathers remain popular is their ability to work alongside other luxury fabrics. Designers often combine feather trims with materials like silk, velvet, satin, or metallic textiles to create layered visual effects under stage lights or on fashion runways. These combinations can produce movement, shimmer, and depth that capture the audience's attention. Because of these qualities, feathers continue to play a distinctive role in fashion design. When used thoughtfully, they can transform a garment from simple fabric into a striking visual statement that stands out both on stage and on the runway. Behind the scenes, feather processing is guided by strict quality control and regulatory standards. Modern feather processing facilities must follow detailed rules related to imports, wildlife protection, and sanitation. These regulations are designed to ensure that the materials entering the fashion supply chain are safe, traceable, and legally sourced. One important part of this system is source tracking. Many factories maintain records that identify where their feathers come from, often confirming that the materials are agricultural byproducts from regulated poultry industries. This level of documentation helps facilities comply with national and international wildlife protection laws, which restrict the commercial use of feathers from protected bird species. Quality control teams also monitor the condition and cleanliness of feathers throughout the processing stages. From the initial inspection to the final assembly of feather trims, technicians regularly check for consistency in color, shape, and structural integrity. This ensures that the finished materials meet the standards expected by fashion designers, costume producers, and textile manufacturers. Sustainability is another factor that many facilities now consider. During the processing stages, not every feather meets the strict requirements for luxury fashion use. Instead of discarding these materials, some factories recycle them for other practical applications. Lower-grade feathers may be processed for use in insulation, bedding, stuffing, or other industrial materials, helping reduce waste within the production system. At the same time, parts of the fashion industry are exploring alternative solutions. Some brands and textile developers are experimenting with synthetic or plant-based feather-like materials designed to replicate the lightness and movement of natural feathers. As technology evolves and consumer expectations change, feather processing facilities continue adapting, balancing traditional materials with modern standards for transparency, efficiency, and responsible production. What begins as a simple natural feather eventually becomes part of a carefully organized and highly controlled production chain. While a feather may appear delicate and effortless in nature, transforming it into a material. For fashion designers, feathers offer something unique: lightweight volume, graceful movement, and a texture that naturally captures light and motion. These qualities allow garments to stand out on runways, theatrical stages, and special events. Yet, behind every feathered dress, accessory, or costume is a hidden network of sourcing, processing, and careful preparation. It is a reminder that even the lightest materials often carry a long and complex journey before reaching the final design. In the end, the story of a feather in fashion is not just about decoration. It is a blend of biology, manufacturing, and creative design, showing how nature and industry can come together to produce something both delicate and remarkable.